Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, and it's time for another episode in the 22 days of the Too Faced chocolate bar palette. So if you're just tuning in, every weekday for the month of November, I'm going to be creating a new look using the Too Faced chocolate bar palette, and that comes out to about 22 looks. I'm doing that because I feel like so often you see people like here on YouTube get the newest, latest, greatest palette. They review it for you. They show you one or two looks you might get, and then that's it. You never hear about it again. So you may make a snap judgment to buy the palette, get it home, and then you're like, wow, I really can't do a lot with this, and kind of have buyer's remorse and maybe regret it. To follow that, I know that the Too Faced chocolate bar palette is a very popular palette. I know a lot of people here on YouTube have it. I know a lot of people in real life have it. There's also a lot of dupes out there for it, and it's been out there for a while, so it's possible even that you have this palette already on hand and you just haven't played with it in a while. So go get your Too Faced chocolate bar palette out if you have it, or one of your dupes, and let's go ahead and play with makeup. So for today's look, I'm feeling really inspired by an eyeshadow look that Tati had in one of her most recent videos. If I can find which one it was, I will have it linked down below. But she had this really pretty, like, purpley shade going on. I don't know what palette she used. I mean, it might have been listed in the descriptions. I didn't even think to look there. But she had like brown in her crease and then purple like smoked out on the outer corners. So I want to try and recreate that today using our chocolate bar palette. So I've already primed my eyes, so we're going to go ahead and go in with first row, second shade, and we're just going to set our eyeshadow primer just using a fluffy brush. We're going to try things today, not bringing you in all the way. Maybe, I don't know, I haven't decided yet. I'm still kind of playing around with the camera when it comes to zooming and such. Okay, let me just stop right here. I just got some of this shadow in my mouth because it is kind of a powdery shadow, and it tastes good. It is so weird. It has a very sweet taste to it. So thank you, Tarte. I guess you knew your shadow was powdery and was going to go everywhere, and you wanted to give everybody something that tasted nice when it ended up in their mouth. I'm surprised I haven't gotten it in my mouth yet because it is so powdery. But if you end up with some of this in your mouth, you won't be overly disappointed. It doesn't taste bad. So now that that's set, I want to go in with a fluffy brush. I need to clean my brushes so bad. Like, I'm one of those people who like waits until the very, very, very last moment to clean my brushes, and I feel like at this point we're pretty much there. Like, everything's dirty. I think this one has, no, this one has the powder on it that I'm going to be using. So I don't think this look is going to be overly complicated, but I'm a little bit back and forth with two of the purple shadows that I want to use, so I think I know which one we're going to go with. Anyway, to go ahead and do our crease, we're going to go in with first row, third shadow. I feel like I keep using the shadow with every look, but it just works so well for my crease. Like, if you're a darker skin tone than me, then this matte one right here, which is second row, third end, would probably do really well for you. And if you're a lighter skin tone than me, I would say second row, first one in will do really, really well for you for just giving a little definition to the crease. But just for me personally, I just feel like this shadow seems to work the best. So we're just going to pop that in the crease, just giving a little bit of a definition. So coming back in with our fluffy blending brush and that first shade right here, we're just going to clean everything up around the edges and give a nice little extra application to the lid just to make sure things stay really bright, because in Tati's look, her lid space is really almost white, I'd say. It's pretty bare looking. So make sure there's no harsh edges. Then right there. I feel like I'm going so fast in this look. I feel like I'm like powering through it. I don't know why I'm going so quickly, but it's everything's applying well. Like, these shades are so nice to work with. Like, you can use and abuse them, and they seem to still blend really nicely. So for this next part, which is going to pretty much finish up our shadow, I'm not really sure which brush I should use. So I'm going to go in with an e.l.f. fluffy brush, but I also have a bit of a stiffer dome brush. This one is from Royal and Lane Nickel. It came from like a Birchbox or something. I don't know. BX95. So it's a little bit of a stiffer brush. So I'm not sure which one we need to go to with this. So we'll kind of play around and see. But we're going to come in here with second row, 5th shade down. It's that grape purple, the one that we've struggled with before with building up color pigment. And hopefully it works out today. But we're going to pop this right here in the outer crease, just really focusing on smoking that area out and trying to build the color up so that it's very, very purple. So this straight shade definitely has a lot of issues with fallout. You can see there's like a lot going on right here. And I did go ahead and bring it into the eye a little bit, into the lid space. But I feel like the color pigment payoff is better than I expected. It's not nearly as purple as what Tati's was in her last video. But I definitely feel like it's a pretty wearable look. So I'm not hating it. I want to go ahead and apply a little bit more of that creamy white right to the eyelid right there, just to keep things bright. And then I want to try coming in with that thicker dome brush and see if we can't build the color pigment just a little bit more. If you haven't noticed, I'm taking this like all the way in. I don't know why. It just feels right. You don't have to if you don't want to. Then back in with our fluffy brush again. Just trying to make sure everything is well blended. Sorry about that, guys. My memory card was full, so I had to go and put everything onto my computer. So all I was doing was just cleaning things up, was kind of just going around the eyes with a little bit more of that white powder that we have, and also just going over the eyelids a little bit more just to make sure they stand out and they stay pretty clean looking. So I feel like we're kind of losing that brown shade that we had in there, and I feel like I want to add a little something extra to it. So we're going to come in with second row, first shade, that nice little pinky color here. And we're just going to kind of pop that in the crease area. So once that is all well and applied, we're just going to come in and do a little bit more blending with the same brush that we always use. So I like the way this look is turning out, but it's not nearly as purple enough in the outer corner as I would like it to be. So we're going to go ahead and load our brush back up, and then with a little bit of whatever setting spray you have on hand, I'm going to use the Wet n Wild Photo Focus. We're going to give it a little spritz. And then we're just going to pop this in the outer corner and see if we can't deepen the color. There we go. There it is. Just a little bit on the lid into the outer corner. Do you guys see the difference right there? It's much more purple. So once we've got more of the purple on, we're going to go back in with that same shade we've been using and just kind of clean things up a little bit more. And I'll admit, like, that shade is much harder to use once it has the setting spray on it. It is kind of like a pack it and leave it alone kind of a shadow. It's not like something you can blend very easily. So it takes a little bit more work, and then once you get it anywhere, it's kind of like there, so don't expect a ton from it, but it's really pretty once you can get it the way you want it. So that's definitely more purple. So I think we can move on to the rest of our makeup, which I figured I'd go ahead and share with you guys today because I haven't done that so far. So I'm going to take a nice big fluffy brush and just sweep away under the eyes. And then we're going to go ahead and prime our face, trying to find all my makeup. So right now I'm using the NYX Born to Glow Illuminating Primer. Sorry, I do have a mirror right here that I'm using, but I'm also kind of like looking into the viewfinder so you guys can see what I'm doing. So I'm kind of going back and forth. So sorry if that is annoying to anybody. I feel like people talk about this, about like, oh, sorry if I'm being annoying from switching from mirror to viewfinder. Personally, like, it doesn't bother me any when I watch that from somebody else, but I know some people get bothered by it. So foundation currently is the Avon True Color foundation, and I'm just going to pop a little bit on the back of my hand here, and then using a little flat foundation brush, we're just going to pop it on my face. So I've had someone on here, one of you guys, and I'm drawing a blank on your name, and I'm so sorry. Like, I'm totally envisioning your profile picture. It's a black and white profile picture, but I'm drawing a blank on your name, and I'm so sorry. But she said in my last vlog, where I said that it would be the last vlog for a while, she asked if in these makeup tutorials if I could kind of give some life updates. So I thought this would be a good one to do that with. So I think it's currently November, what's the date today? It's November 6th right now. There's really not a whole lot going on, to be completely honest with you. Like, that's why I'm not really vlogging in November, because we don't really have a lot going on in November. I have here the past, like, maybe close to a week now, had an odor in my house that I could not get rid of. I could not figure out what it was. And it was one of those smells that, like, would almost give you a headache. And I was thinking, like, and I'm just going to go in with my beauty blender to clean everything up. I'm going to get this mirror back out, because the mirror in here is actually pretty good. So we're going to use that so you guys can see me. So we're head on. Anyway, I have just had, like, the smell in my house. Like, I cannot figure out what it was, where it was coming from. When I first smelt it, like, I woke up one morning, probably like Thursday or Friday of last week, and like, I just walked out of my bedroom, and it was one of those odors that just, like, hit you in the face, and you're like, whoa, what is that? And I thought maybe the dog, like, did her business in her crate overnight. Like, didn't really smell like poo, but I wasn't really sure what it was. And her crate was clean, she was clean, and like, I keep the dog washed, and I wash her bedding fairly frequently, trying not to put the mirror in your guys' way so you guys can still see what I'm doing. Yeah, so like, I couldn't figure out what it was, and I thought, like, I don't know, is it like coming out of the basement? And like, the basement didn't really have too much of a smell to it, and like, I just couldn't figure it out. And my bathroom kind of had like the strongest odor to it, but like, I wasn't finding anything in there that would make me think, oh, this is what the problem is. So I thought, well, maybe the cat's got a mouse or something in the basement, and like, the smell's coming up from it or something. Like, I couldn't figure it out. So today I was doing my laundry, and I found that a dish towel from the last time I made cauliflower mash, which if you've never made cauliflower mash before, after you boil it and get it really soft and tender, I'm going in with the Maybelline Age Rewind. I went ahead and switched back to this. I feel like the Avon one I was using earlier in these tutorials was just too dark for my skin tone this time of year, so I put it back for next summer. But when you make cauliflower mash, after you boil it, you have to, hold on a sec, I'm having a hard time talking and makeuping at the same time. Okay, after you've boiled it, and if you guys want an awesome recipe for cauliflower mash, I'll leave a link down below to Laura in the Kitchen. She is fantastic when it comes to recipes. I love everything that she puts out. She has a really good one for cauliflower mash. So when you make cauliflower mash, after you boil it, you pretty much take a couple of dish towels, and at least this is how I do it. You kind of have to strain it, but like you can't just like dump it into your strainer because like that won't get enough of the water out. So what you do is you take and line your strainer in the sink with some dish towels, and then you put your cauliflower into the dish towels pretty much, and then like you fold it up around it so it's like a little ball kind of, and like you squeeze all the moisture out of your cauliflower mash. You gotta squeeze it a lot. And the dish towels I had used for making cauliflower mash last week, I got thrown into the hamper in the bathroom, and they ended up in the bottom of the hamper. I'm just kind of like fixing things here. It kind of got a little messed up. They got thrown into the bottom of the hamper, and that's what was stinking up the entire house. Like, oh my god, it was awful. And like I had gone through the laundry like when I was in there, and I was trying to figure out like what is making my house stink, and I didn't notice those towels in there. And like it didn't really smell like cauliflower either. It just smelled like something was rotting. So I didn't notice those towels were in there when I went through the laundry, and I thought, okay, well this has to be like my hamper must just stink. Like I'd had it for like 2 years, I think I've had it for 2 years. And it's one of those hampers, like it's really nice looking, but like it's cloth. Sorry, I just kicked the camera, I'm sorry. It's like a cloth hamper, and I thought, okay, like it's just gotten too old, it's had too many wet towels thrown in it, like there's something musty growing on this thing, like I just need to get rid of it. So I was thinking come payday, like we would just go buy like a new hamper. I went ahead and readjusted you guys a little bit, brought you down. So I thought, okay, we'll just go ahead and buy a new hamper. And go like one of those plastic ones with like the holes through it, because we used to have that at our last place, and like I never had any problems. And this one does tend to get like the smell of like kind of mildewy smell every now and then. I have to like Lysol and Febreze it, and it's been like a big chore, so I want to replace it anyways. But I thought, okay, well like this is the hamper is what's stinking, which I was close. So I was pulling clothes out of the hamper today to take down for laundry, and I noticed those towels, and those towels were rank. And that was what was smelling up my entire house, was those kitchen towels that should not have gotten put in the bathroom laundry, because, oh man, that was nasty. Like my whole house just stunk, and I hate it when my house stinks. Like if you guys watch my empties, you know I'm always going through like wax melts and candles and Febreze type stuff. And I just could not figure out for the life of me what it was. Like I really was, if you had asked, I would have said my cat's probably killed a mouse in the basement. That's what I was thinking. There's something rotting in the crawl space in the basement. So I'm going to come in here with the Wet n Wild contour and highlight, and I've got like very little bit of this left here. But we're just going to set our under eyes using this. So anyways, like our basement has crawl space access, and the cats get up in there, so like we need to block that off. We've just never gotten around to it because I'm so paranoid that like the cats are gonna get old and one day they're gonna crawl back in there and die, and then it's gonna be like disgusting. I know it's like so morbid to talk about, but I'm so like afraid that's gonna happen. But anyways, it's open, they get back in there, they do cat stuff back there, I don't know. And so I thought for sure like they must have killed a mouse back there. Like we've never had signs of mice, we've never had a mouse at this house. I don't know that we've ever had a mouse, like ever, in the amount of time my husband and I have been together. But I would have sworn like that's what happened. Speaking of how long we've been together, as of the first week of November, him and I have been together like 5 years. And I'm trying to find my face powder back here. We haven't been married for 5 years. We've been married for about 3.5. We'll have been married 4 years come March. But it feels like we've been married for 5 years. I'm taking the Almay Time Off Age Smooth pressed powder. It's a little translucent powder. I don't even think they make this anymore. I was trying to find it to link it, and I couldn't find it. So, I don't know. It's just a translucent powder, so like use whatever you have. But as soon as him and I got together, we were pretty much like attached at the hip, and within like 3 months of dating each other, like we moved in together. So it feels like we've been together for 5 years, even though we technically haven't been, like, married. I mean, it feels like we've been married for 5 years. So I definitely got some craziness going on right in here, and I'll be honest, like, I'm not really sure how to fix that. So see about blending on that a little bit. I feel like I'm just bringing the color down further than I want it. Maybe I'll just leave it alone. I think after this, I'm going to be filming a declutter video that'll go up in December. Because I've got like a bunch of sweaters that I want to get rid of. But I want to do a declutter video first because you guys seem to really like those. So, blush, highlight, and bronzer. Maybe if I didn't just break it. Nope, it's good. Didn't break it. So, bronzer. We're going to go back in with that Wet n Wild contouring palette and use the bronzer out of this. So with this, I just kind of like stipple it on and then I blend it out. It's kind of my method to my madness with this. I like this bronzer, but I feel like I'm kind of getting sick of it. And like I've also hit pan, so I'm kind of like, I kind of want to keep using it until it's gone, you know? Like if they would just make this illuminating powder right here, like as like a separate thing, I would be so happy. I would go through that like crazy because I love setting my under eyes with it. I think it does such a good job for setting the under eyes. I don't really want to like set my whole face with it, but I really like it. But yeah, that's like all that's really been going on here lately. November is kind of like a boring month for us. There's not a whole lot to be said, honestly. You guys aren't missing much when it comes to the vlogs. Right now I'm just working on getting that double chin. Don't ask what's going on here with my hand. I don't know. It's just there. So I'm just popping a little bit of this right underneath of my bottom lip to make my bottom lip look a little bit fuller. Then we're going to put our blush on. This is another product I couldn't find to share with you guys. I think it's an Ipsy item. It's from Pacifica. The color is Wild Rose. I don't know if it's an eyeshadow or if it's a blush. I've been using it as a blush. I think it's really pretty for that. So if anyone knows if this is an eyeshadow or a blush, feel free to let me know down below in the comments. I'm going to keep using it as a blush either way. And big old fluffy brush and just kind of put everything together. Blend, blend, blend. And coming in with the Pixie by Petra highlights. Oh, so just noticed to talk about it. I painted my nails last night for like the first time in ever. It's already chipped a little bit in a few spots. I think the color is really pretty. I did a makeup swap with my friend Haley here on YouTube a few months back. So if you guys haven't seen that, I can link it in the comments. I can link it in the description box down below if you want to see our makeup swap. But she sent me this nail polish. I think it's from, I can't remember if it's J-Cat Beauty or if it's Be a Bombshell. I want to say it's Be a Bombshell. And it's like, I don't know if you guys can tell here in camera, because on camera I feel like the color is coming up pretty clear. It's almost like a purpley blue color. In real life, it almost looks black. Let me see. If we turn the light out, I don't know if there's enough lighting in here. I don't know if that makes a difference or not. It nearly looks black. Just depends on the lighting on what it looks like. But I think it's really pretty. I really like it. But it's my first time having my nails done in months. Like literally months. I just got tired of all the chipping and constantly having to fix it. Like I've already got a chip right there going on. And so I just like stopped using nail polish for the longest time. And I am so distracted by it. Like anything I'm doing, I'm noticing it, especially if I'm texting. I'm like, no polish, no polish, no polish. Like it's just all I'm seeing. I'm going to go ahead and pop off camera really quickly to tightline my lash line and to tightline my bottom waterline. I will be using the Patty Dubroff pencil. It's like your basic pencil for the top, and then for the bottom, the NYX Wonder Pencil, just to brighten and whiten my eyeballs. So while I was off camera, I went ahead and also popped on my mascara. I've been using the Essence Volume Style. If you've been watching all of these, then you've seen it. But if not, it's their Volume Style 18-hour curl and hold mascara. I have been loving this. I feel like it does good things. Like, my lashes almost look like falsies. I think they're just great. So I want to go ahead and do something a little more fun in the bottom waterline. And I feel like I keep running back to this color because I just so badly want it to be amazing. And I keep being disappointed. But bottom row, fourth shadow in, we're going to come in with this burgundy and we're going to pop it along the bottom lash line. So with Tati's look, it doesn't really look like she has anything going on the bottom lash line, but I'm going to make it my own and I'm going to put something down there anyways. So if you don't want to, I mean, you don't have to, but okay, I think I kind of like the little bit of burgundy down there. I feel like comparing it with the purple maybe makes the purple look a little more purple. You guys feel what I'm saying? So then I'm going to go ahead and do my eyebrows. So I'm just going to be using my NYX brow kit, and the color is dark. So I'm just going to spoolie these bad guys out. It does have a little mirror in it. A very little mirror in it, but it should work for doing brows. So taking the pomade and an angled brush right here. Just going to go ahead and get started. I'm thinking about doing an in-depth brow tutorial, but it probably wouldn't come out until February. I don't know. I haven't decided. Like, if you guys are liking this series where I use one palette for an entire month and we see what kind of looks we can get from it, let me know in the comments down below. Because if you do, then I will be doing another one of these series in January. If you don't like this, then I might plan out something different. So let me know in the comments. But if you guys are a fan, then the brow tutorial will probably happen in February because I've pretty much got everything planned out for December. I don't know that I'd have the time, like the space in my calendar for a brow tutorial. Not that I wouldn't have the time, the space, because everything's kind of planned out already. And then using just a smaller little shader brush and the powder part, we're just going to go ahead and set the pomade. And I'm just going to spoolie everything out one last time to make sure it's all set in place. Then taking just another like little domey kind of a brush and back in with the Pixie Petra highlights, I'm going to go ahead and use the highlighter shade right here and pop that along the brow bone. Also in the inner corner just a little bit. In fact, I think I want to take this color and pop it on the lid where we have the white space. Yes, I like that. I feel like that just kind of helped to correct a few of the spots that kind of got a little over purpled. So just back in with the blender brush and just make sure everything is blending well. Okay, what do we think? I like it. I think it looks pretty good. Then we just set our face. So that is it for today's look. I hope you guys enjoy what we came up with for today. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Again, let me know in the comments if you like these more like talk through kind of looks or not. Probably do a few more of these along with more of like the much quicker 10 to 15 minute videos because I know some people like shorter, some people like longer. That's what she said. Just kidding. Not really. Anyways, we're getting off into the gutter. Yeah, so that's today's look. I really hope you guys enjoyed hanging out with me today. If you guys are recreating these looks with me, definitely tag me on Instagram because I'd love to see what you're coming up with. But otherwise, I will see you guys in tomorrow's video. Bye.